Okay, to make up for the last video, which wasn't really political analysis, it was just thoughts about the world and about society. This one, I'm pretty much going to tell you my opinion, and we're going to see if you guys agree with me. And I think that whether you're a fan of this channel or of other channels, each one of you knows that the place where you live is not identical to anywhere else. Okay, we're all kind of given different degrees of action that we can take in order to get to the goal that we want. So if you're a Democrat living in, let's say, Alabama, you're probably not going to make much effect, and vice versa if you're a Republican living in a state like Oregon, for example. Although I heard the governor's race there is pretty close, or a Republican living in Washington State. So there are safe districts and safe Senate seats. It doesn't matter because you go out there and you put that fucking ballot in the box, and that's when basically you have to make a statement for uh, the change that you want, and it's very likely that statement goes unheard. Okay, because there are winners and losers. And I would say this: the best motivator for me to vote last time, because I didn't want to vote after 2012, was the disgusting whore queen of the Ozarks, Hillary Clinton. And she still is. The fact is that we are dealing with a person who has basically broken literally every legal statute that you could in every position that she's in. Okay, in every position, as first lady, she constantly tried to use the machinery of government because her husband happened to be president in order to grab more power. She did it with the FBI, exploiting the Secret Service, that stupid healthcare panel that she wasted America's time on. The fact that she used to run up crazy bills with the social events at the White House. What else did she do? Hiding a lot of files. Basically, she was a disaster of a human being as first lady, and then as senator, she spent 8 years doing virtually nothing. Was it 8 years? I think it was 8 years. Yeah, she wasted 8 years of the people's time, basically pretending to stand for something, and in reality, she was kind of the middle vote, between the Republicans and the Democrats. Voted for the war, then later kind of carped about, oh, but we didn't know what was going on when we went in there. Bullshit! Bullshit, you bitch! Fuck Hillary. And I still hear people. I was reading some stuff from a guy today, chatting back and forth with him, who is not from the U.S. and who has said that he doesn't really understand the bitterness in American politics, and he thinks that basically people are a little too obsessed and whatever and bitter. And then he went on to say, well, although Donald Trump has policies that he really seems to, Donald Trump has so far exceeded his expectations. He still would rather have Hillary Clinton with a Democratic Congress as president. And these are people that they will never hold this disgusting bitch accountable for anything. The problem with Hillary Clinton is that they always call her the most qualified candidate and the one with the greatest resume and everything. She fucking fails at it. What is she succeeded in except for helping Hillary? Okay, as Secretary of State, did our relations with any of those countries around the world get better? Whether it's with Russia, whether it's with most of these countries in the Middle East. By the way, the Arab Spring happened under her. Originally, she was fine with all these dictatorial governments there. Then during the Arab Spring, she made like a rapid wardrobe change in terms of that, started to support it, and then basically she coasted the rest of the way, largely because she didn't care anymore. That's how Benghazi happened. Okay, we're not going to dwell on that because there's so much more that she screwed up. Did she make relations with Latin America any better? No. No. She's a disaster as a leader. And people still want to have her as president. There's still people trying to propose her as the candidate in 2020, and I say bring her on. And I say tomorrow is the first step in showing the country and the rest of the world that we didn't make this choice by mistake not to elect her. And whether it was Donald Trump who defeated her, or whether it was, you know, Snurf from Thundercats who defeated her, a fictional character. I'd be fine with a fictional character defeating Hillary Clinton and serving in office. Basically, you take a cardboard cutout of the entire cast of the Banana Splits. Okay, I'd rather have them as president. Okay, I'll show you. Those of you that are not. So I'd rather have fuck you Google telling me to go vote. I already have voted, by the way. So yeah, I would rather have these guys as my president. All of them. It doesn't matter. They could just sit there and do nothing. I'd rather have them as my president than Hillary Clinton, a woman who is bereft of accomplishments, woman who basically she made famous the phrase, "It's necessary to have public and private positions." She's a joke. She is. She would correction. She would be a joke if so many people hadn't suffered because of her stupidity and corruption and idiocy. So when I hear people say, well, this is kind of America's chance to make up for the bad choice they made in 2016, you know who made the stupid choice? The stupid choice was the Democratic Party, was Barack Obama, was Eric Holder, was, what's that other guy's name? Joe Biden. All those people, rather than try to do something to prevent this disaster from happening to them, they chose Hillary Clinton. Bernie Sanders, rather than, he's tried it harder than some of these other guys, but rather than stand up and say, you know what, I tried to win the Democratic nomination, they basically screwed me. I'm going to not nominate her. I would say vote third party. That's what Bernie should have done. So he should have said vote third party, vote green, vote whatever. But instead, he's basically folded and allowed this travesty of justice to happen where a person who's basically broken literally every rule, she remains free. She continues to tour the world, sell her stupid book, not very well, though. I actually do have a copy, though, bought used. So that's why I voted. That's why I voted in 2016, and she's still the reason I voted in 2018. It's not the only reason I vote, but you just have to focus on the issue here. They still want to talk about Russia. They still want to talk about all of this made up nonsense that the migrant political ad is racist or whatever. When Hillary Clinton herself said that black people all look alike a couple weeks ago. I think it was about 1 week ago. We can't let this continue to happen. So if you're in a district where it's competitive and there's a Republican versus a Democrat in the congressional race, the House race especially, I would say I'm not happy with doing it, but I would vote Republican. In my district, it doesn't matter. If you're in a district where the Libertarian, hypothetically, could win, you vote Libertarian. If you're in a district where the Green Party could defeat the Democrat, you vote for the Green Party. You vote for anything but the Democrat. You vote, except in a couple races. I think the only race I really said I would vote for the Democrat would be Tulsi Gabbard's, and the rest of the way, fuck them. Why do they deserve anything? Okay, the most original candidates aren't even in any of the main political parties. You have Shiva Yadure over in Massachusetts. You have Larry Sharp. You have who's a libertarian. You have Tim Canova over in Florida, who's an independent, left the Democratic Party. You need to start voting for independents. I think there's also Kevin Mejia in California. I'm not very familiar with him, And but yeah, I would say if you live in his district, you vote for him. You don't vote for the people who reinforce this failure, the failure of the DNC at large, writ large as an institution, and the Democratic Party, and the failure of the Democratic Party as a Hillary Clinton instrument in particular. So that's it. Yeah, you vote today. You vote today. I don't care who it is, but you vote for the person who will fuck the Democrats over, who will basically banish the bitch whore queen of the Ozarks back to her resting place over in Chappaqua. That's about it. Please like this video, subscribe to the channel, also share it, and comment when it uploads. I also have a live channel, Razor Ray Live Wounds, but haven't been live streaming lately. But yeah, tonight's the election. We'll see what happens. I might not stream, but in any case, I will be in touch. I'll probably make a video or something. Have a good night, and yeah, go out and vote.